to be, I wanted to go over what you all witnessed in the Harper case. Well, here we are again with spousal support cases. Remember, I told you before we can even get to the factors of how someone would qualify for spousal maintenance, we first have to make sure that they're eligible. So in this particular case, you heard wife in this case, she testified that she worked part-time for her husband's pool business. She also is maintaining the household for the majority of the other time. She testified.
All right, guys, this one starts with allegations of cheating, but it quickly becomes a battle over money, marriage, and the future of two very young children. A wife says she's walking away because she no longer trusts her husband, while he insists he's simply doing his job. The judge now has to separate suspicion from evidence and determine what financial support is actually fair. Let's see where this goes.
And I basically want to leave with the children. And, you know, he makes a lot of money. Our business makes a lot of money. But when I leave, I'm not going to have that. So I need to keep the lifestyle that my children and I have had. They go to private school, and we have a nanny. And so I need to continue that so that their lives aren't disturbed. And we live in a house, $500,000, and I need to maintain something similar so that it's not a big adjustment for any of us.
Okay, let me ask you a couple of questions. Private school, do you all
notice something important already? The judge isn't deciding whether the husband cheated. That isn't the focus of this hearing. Instead, the court is examining what happens financially after the separation. Child support and spousal maintenance are based on legal factors, not just hurt feelings. That's a distinction many people misunderstand. If you were in her position, would trust alone be enough to leave?
But again, I mean, I would think he would need to pay the majority of that.
Okay, so you want him to buy you a home? You and the children a home?
I mean, I would call it spousal support. Yeah.
Okay. All right. What about any other bills that you would potentially have to pay?
So, you know, I think he should keep paying for the nanny and the private school.
Okay.
And, you know, I have been only working part-time. And of course, I would not want to keep working in the business with him and these customers who are still coming around. So I would have to find a job, and that could take a really long time. So I would think he should pay everything until I find something where I can work part-time.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else you want me to know before I move?
The requests are starting to add up quickly: a new home, private school, a nanny, and temporary financial support while she looks for work. The question isn't whether those expenses exist. It's whether the law requires the husband to continue paying for all of them after the marriage falls apart. That's where this hearing becomes much more complex than a simple divorce dispute.
Advertising as I would if I didn't have that referral business.
Okay.
So I want to make sure I keep in contact with all those clients.
Why are these women saying that, come over, I'm going to be laying out?
They tell me whatever they want to tell me. It has nothing to do with.
So you go join them while they're laying out?
Well, I mean, if they're out by their pool, they're out by their pool. That has nothing to do with my business.
Do you join them in the pool?
No.
Okay.
I saw a picture. One of those texts had a picture of you in the pool.
I don't.
What were you doing in the pool? You were checking the depth?
I don't remember ever seeing that picture. So now I will say this: she has imagined a lot of stuff that goes on.
She has a good imagination.
Very good.
Oh,
and
okay.
she does work part-time as the secretary, but her primary job is to take care of the kids.
Okay, so you agree with everything she said about taking care of the kids and everything like that.
And she does a fairly good job when she's there.
Oh, what does that mean?
Primarily, the nanny does all the work for taking care of the kids.
Speaking of the nanny,
here's the biggest credibility battle so far. The wife believes these late-night messages prove something inappropriate happened, while the husband insists they're simply part of maintaining client relationships in a referral-driven business. Without direct proof of an affair, the judge can't make legal decisions based on assumptions alone. Did this explanation sound convincing to you, or does something still feel off?
Today's therapy session?
No, I'm going to therapy because of what he's putting me through.
Oh, okay. You sure it's not what your imagination is putting you through?
I imagine
because he said you are imagining all of this.
I imagined he was a good guy too a couple of years ago when I said I do. So yeah, only in that do I have a good imagination.
Oh, okay.
So not only do I maintain the house and maintain the bills and take care of all that, I also have the kids on my insurance, her on my insurance.
How much is the insurance for just the children?
$309.
$309, okay.
Yeah. And, that's important to me. I want the kids to be safe. I want the kids to be brought up in a good, wholesome environment.
Wholesome.
And she,
You're not
she
even
gives
home
everything
at
off to the
night.
nanny.
Ma'am, let him speak. I gave you an opportunity to speak. He did not interrupt you while you were speaking. I promise I will get back to you. Continue, Mr. Harper.
She doesn't, she pretty much hands everything off to the nanny and requires the nanny to take care of all that. She's got a pretty cozy lifestyle.
Now the conversation shifts toward parenting responsibilities. The husband argues that the nanny handles much of the childcare, while the wife insists she's managing the household under difficult circumstances. Family courts often look beyond who earns the paycheck and consider each parent's contribution inside the home. Those unseen responsibilities can become very important when financial support is calculated.
I don't think that's good for them. Ms. Harper, I have a couple of questions for you. What is your educational background, if any?
Yeah, I'm very proud to say that I got my GED.
Okay.
Yes.
That's an accomplishment.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And you were going to say something else when I asked you not to interrupt him.
Oh, well, so he's saying he wants them to have a wholesome lifestyle. Like, give me a break. What's wholesome about going to these women's houses, when he could be at home at night? So it's not always during the day. He's not home a lot.
I'm not
night.
at women's houses every night or anything like that.
But some nights, huh?
No, not even some nights. Occasionally it happens. And their family is there as well.
So
the judge now begins evaluating the wife's ability to become financially independent. Her educational background and work history aren't being discussed to criticize her. They're relevant because spousal maintenance is designed to help someone transition, not remain dependent forever. This is where long-term planning starts to matter just as much as today's emotions.
Of spousal maintenance, especially if she no longer wishes to remain in the home with you. Had she wished to remain in the home, this will probably be a different type of situation. She may still be entitled to some spousal maintenance, just probably not as much. So what I'm going to do is to order you pay spousal maintenance to your wife. And it's not going to be anything that's, forever, ma'am. I just want you to understand that it will definitely be a temporary situation, at least to get you on your feet so you can look for a job, find suitable living arrangements for the children and everything like that. So first,
this is a major turning point. The judge confirms that temporary spousal maintenance is appropriate, but immediately makes one thing clear: it isn't a lifetime paycheck. The purpose is to provide stability while she finds employment and creates a new home for the children. That's an important legal principle many people overlook when these cases make headlines.
His net resource is $9,200. Now, sir, are these the only two children you have?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So $9,200.
Supposedly.
That has nothing to do with me. We can review that at a later date, but as of today, that has nothing to do with me. So when we look at your income, that brings your net resources to about $8,891. You have two children. So if we multiply that by 25%, that brings your child support amount to $2,222.75. Now, your wife testified, and you really didn't disagree with her, that you testified about the nanny costing $1,200 a month. I'm going to order that you keep paying that. The private school is $1,800 a month.
Now the legal math begins. Child support isn't pulled from thin air. Judges use statutory guidelines, income calculations, and the number of children involved to reach a consistent result. Once those figures are established, personal disagreements usually have very little impact. At this stage, the numbers are doing most of the talking.
The next home will be about $3,000. I'm not going to order him to pay all of that. I'm not going to order him to pay all of that because, ma'am, you will be working and you should be able to maintain something. I'm not going to have him just 100% take care of you. Spousal maintenance is to assist. It's not to help you, just live off of him for a long time. So spousal maintenance is going to be in the amount of $4,500. I gave you a credit for that $309 with the health insurance. So that brings your monthly obligation for child support and spousal maintenance to $6,800 a month, which I believe is pretty fair. I mean, you've been maintaining the nanny, you've been maintaining the private school. Nothing should change when it comes to the children. But as far as you're concerned, I do believe that part of that responsibility should be yours in terms of paying the mortgage.
One of the most balanced parts of the ruling happens right here. Instead of requiring the husband to pay every expense, the judge expects both adults to share responsibility going forward. Financial support is meant to ease the transition, not eliminate personal accountability. Do you think this strikes the right balance between helping and enabling?
To you may be removed. So I just want to make sure I'm clear about that.
So what if it takes me a year to get a job?
Well,
Probably take her longer than that.
I hope it wouldn't take you years, ma'am. At that point, you're just being spoiled, must I say. It should not take you years to find a job. If it takes you years to find a job, that means you are intentionally not actively looking for a job. And if he comes back in here and that is the case, I will surely make sure that he stops paying you spousal maintenance. Okay? Is there anything further?
No.
You have any other questions, sir?
No, ma'am.
Okay. If there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi guys, it's me, Judge Vonda.
The judge also delivers an important warning. Temporary support remains temporary only if the receiving spouse makes a genuine effort to become self-sufficient. If someone intentionally avoids working, the court can modify or even end those payments. That's why these orders often come with expectations, not just financial benefits. As the hearing comes to a close, it's clear this case was never just about allegations of infidelity. It became a lesson in balancing financial fairness with parental responsibility. The children remain the court's priority, while both parents are expected to contribute to rebuilding their lives after the marriage ends. In the end, the judge ordered child support, temporary spousal maintenance, and continued payment for major child-related expenses, but also made it clear that independence is the ultimate goal. The ruling protected the children's stability without creating permanent dependence. If this case made you think differently about divorce and support laws, drop your opinion below, hit like, and subscribe for more courtroom breakdowns.